Hello student. So let's see the lumbar vertebra. So as you know, lumbar vertebra, they are 5 in numbers, and out of this, that is the first 4 lumbar vertebra, that is the L1, L2, L3 and L4. These are called the typical lumbar vertebra, and the L5, that is the atypical type of lumbar vertebra. The special features related with that the lumbar vertebra rather than the other vertebra, that is the body, it is massive, strong and the long in length. Second one, that is the costal facet, they are absent into that the lateral side of the body. The foramina transversa, that is also absent into the transverse process, and the accessory and the mammillary process, they are present in the lumbar vertebra. Then the spinous process, it is the thick, strong and quadrilateral in shape. So this is the special features related with the lumbar vertebra. So let's see the details of the lumbar vertebra. So here you can see that is the typical lumbar vertebra. So the typical lumbar vertebra, it starts from the 1 to 4, that is L1, L2, L3 and L4. These are the typical vertebra, and L5, that is the atypical type of vertebra. So total 5 number of the lumbar vertebra are present. So let's see that is the features of the typical vertebra. So first, that is the body. So body, it is large and it is wider from side to side than the before backwards. Then the height of the body, it is slightly greater anteriorly than the posteriorly, and this difference is occurs for the contribution of the forward convexity of the lumbar spine. Then the vertebral foramen, so this one. So the vertebral foramen, you can see it is the triangular in shape and it is larger than the thoracic region but smaller than the cervical region. Then that is the pedicles, these two. So the pedicles, they are short and the strong, and they project backwards from the upper part of the body, so that the inferior vertebral notches are much deeper than the superior vertebral notches. So here in the lateral view you can see that is the superior vertebral notch, so this one, and deep, that is the inferior vertebral notch, so this one. Then the lamina. So these are the two lamina. So lamina are short, thick and the broad, and they are directed backwards and medially. So here you can see, and it is help to forming the complete vertebral foramen. Then the spine or the spinous process. So the spine form a vertical quadrilateral plane which is directed almost backwards and only slightly downwards, and it is thickened, this one, along the posterior and the inferior border. So here into that the lateral view you can see that is the quadrangular shape, the spinous process or the spine. So this is the posterior view. Then the transverse process. So these are. So the transverse process, these are thin and the tapering, and it is directed laterally and slightly backwards, and these posterior-inferior aspect of the root of this transverse process. So here it shows a small rough elevation, it is called the accessory process. So this one on both sides. So here into that the posterior view you can see that is the accessory process. So here posterior inferior to that the transverse process. So these are the two transverse process, and that is the accessory process, this one. Then the transverse process increases, or the length of the transverse process, it increases from the L1 to L3 vertebra, and then it should be decreases. Then the superior articular process, so this one. So in this diagram you can see that is the superior articular process. So the superior articular process, it lies further apart than the inferior, and each process bear a concave facet. So here you can see that is the concave facet. and this facet it faces medially and the backwards. The posterior border it is marked by the rough elevation. So this one. So it is called the mammillary process. So this on both sides. Then into that the posterior view you can see this one, that is the superior articular process, this one, and it is shows the concave facet, this one, which is directed medially and the backwards. Then the inferior articular process. So here you can see, and here in this diagram lateral view you can see that is the inferior articular process. So the inferior articular process it lie near each other than the superior, and each process bear a convex facet facing laterally and the forwards. So this one it should be faces laterally and the forwards, this one. Then let's see that is the fifth lumbar vertebra. So the fifth lumbar vertebra, that is the special features, that is it it is the atypical type of the lumbar vertebra. So they have some special features than the typical vertebra. So these features are, that is the transverse process. So the transverse process, these are the thick, short and pyramidal in shape. So here you can see, and their base is attached to whole thickness of the pedicle. So here you can see, and it encroaches on the side of the body. Then the distance between the inferior articular process, so that is here you can see the superior articular process, and below to it that is the inferior articular process is present. So here this is the superior articular and this is the inferior articular process. So the distance between the inferior articular process it is equal or more than that of the superior articular process. Into that the typical vertebra, that is the distance between that is the superior articular process it is more than the inferior articular process. So that is the difference. Then that is the spinous process or the spine. So this one. So that is the spinous process or the spine, it is small, short and rounded at the tip. So here. Then that is the body. So the body it is the largest of all lumbar vertebra, and its anterior surface it is much deeper than the posterior surface, and this is responsible for the creation of the lumbosacral angle. Then the pedicles, this one. So the pedicles they are directed backwards and the laterally. So in this way. Then the superior articular facet, this one. The superior articular facet it look more backwards than the medially, and the inferior articular facet, so this one, it looks more forwards than the laterally as compared to that the other lumbar vertebra. So that is the fifth lumbar vertebra or the features of the atypical fifth lumbar vertebra. Let's see the attachments related with that the lumbar vertebra. First, that is the body. So the upper and the lower surface of the body it provide the attachment of the intervertebral discs. So in this region. Then the upper and the lower border it gives the anterior and the posterior longitudinal ligament. So here green color, that is the anterior longitudinal ligament, and this is the posterior longitudinal ligament. Then lateral to the anterior longitudinal ligament there is presence, that is the right and the left crus of the diaphragm. So here you can see that is the right crus of diaphragm and this is the left crus of diaphragm. Right crus of diaphragm that is attached from L1 to L3 vertebra, and the left crus of diaphragm that is attached to the L1 and the L2 vertebra. Then behind that is the crus or the line of the crura. the upper and the lower border of the lumbar vertebra, it gives the origin of the psoas major muscle. So here you can see. Then the vertebral canal. So the vertebral canal formed by the first and the second lumbar vertebra, it consists of the conus medullaris, which is the part of the spinal cord, lower part of the spinal cord. Then the part which is formed by L3 to L5 vertebra, it consists of the cauda equina, and apart from this it also consists of the spinal meninges. Then the vertebral arch, this is on both sides. So first, that is the pedicle. So that is the pedicle, it provides the attachment from above and the below to that the corresponding spinal nerves on the both side. Then that is the attachment to that the lamina. So the lamina, it provides the attachment of the ligamenta flava, and the spine or the spinous process, it gives the attachment, that is the posterior layer of the lumbar fascia. So here green color you can see, this is the posterior layer of the lumbar fascia. Then interspinous and the supraspinous ligament, and the erector spinae, multifidus and the interspinous muscle. So that is the erector spinae, this is the multifidus and the interspinous muscle. Then that is the transverse process, attachment to that the transverse process. So that is the tip of the transverse process of all lumbar vertebra. It gives the attachment of the middle layer of the lumbar fascia. So here you can see, that is the lumbar fascia or the thoracolumbar fascia, this one. The anterior surface of the transverse process, so here green margin you can see, that gives the attachment of the anterior layer of the lumbar fascia. So this one. Then medial to that the ridge, the anterior surface, it gives the origin of the psoas major muscle. So here you can see, that is the psoas major muscle and the lateral ridge of the quadratus lumborum. So here, that is the psoas major and this is the quadratus lumborum muscle. Then the posterior surface, so this one. So it is covered by the deep muscles of the back, which gives the origin to the fibers of longissimus thoracis, and the accessory process, it gives the attachment to the medial intertransverse muscle. Then the upper and the lower border, it provides the attachment of the lateral intertransverse muscle. Then the articular process, so this one. So the concave articular facet, it permits some rotation as well as the flexion and the extension. Then the mammillary process, so this one. So the mammillary process, it gives the attachment to the multifidus and the medial intertransverse muscle. So here, that is the multifidus muscle, this one, and the medial intertransverse muscle. So these are the attachments related with the lumbar vertebra. Then the ossification of the lumbar vertebra. So like the other vertebra, the lumbar vertebra, it ossifies from the three primary center. So the three primary center, that is one for the body or the centrum, and the one for each side for the neural arch. So this one. And these three centers, they are appear in the third month of the fetal life, and the two halves of the neural arch, it fuse with each other posteriorly in the first year. The fusion of the centrum, it occurs with that the neural arch during the 6th year, and the posterolateral part of the body develop from the center for the neural arch. So that is the primary center. Then the secondary centers, they are 7 in numbers. that is one for the upper surface of the body, one for the lower surface of the body, and the two for the center of the tip of the transverse process, that is one for right side and the one for left. So that is the 4. This is body for upper and lower surface, that is 2, and 2 for the transverse process. Then that is the 2 for the center for each mammillary process. So you know that is the mammillary process, they are present at the lateral side of the superior articular facet. So that is 2 for the mammillary process and 1 for the center for the tip of the spine. So this one. So these are the 7 secondary centers which form, that is the total ossification of the lumbar vertebra.